Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to start our offline track. So, with due permission of our session chair. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, let me first introduce our session chair. She is our session chair, Dr. Soni Chaturvedi, madam. She is associate professor at Priyadarsini College of Engineering, Nagpur, and Madam has completed her PhD in the area of artificial intelligence and neural networks and has total experience of 29 years. And she has published 37 research papers in reputed national and international conference journals and 2 book chapters, 3 copyrights and 1 patent. And she has delivered expert lectures and keynote address in various STTP, FDPs and national and international conference. Her area of interest are digital image processing, communication, digital system design, and 6 PhD scholars pursuing their PhD under her guidance in RTMNU Nagpur. And our next session chair is Dr. Dayanand Engle sir, and he is professor and HOD at Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering, Navi Mumbai. And he is BE, MTech, PhD in computer engineering, and he has LLB also. And his total experience is 29 years. He is professor at head department of computer engineering at Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering, Navi Mumbai since 2012. And he is ex-member, Board of Studies in Computer Engineering under Science and Technology, University of Mumbai. He is chairperson in many international conferences, PhD guide of computer engineering since 2016, guiding 8 PhD students with University of Mumbai, 1 student awarded PhD. And he has published more than 110 papers in the international conferences and journal. So before starting the session, here is some instruction for the presenter. The total allotted time for each presenter is 10 minutes. 8 minutes will be for your presentation and 2 minutes for your question and answer session. And do not exceed your presentation beyond 15 minutes, okay? And track-wise best paper award will be announced in well-district function. And it is mandatory to attend well-district function followed by feedback session. We will give you the feedback link, or offline we will give the papers. Following are the evaluation parameters on which your presentation will be evaluated: relevance of the topic, significance, contribution, originality, novelty, presentation or delivery of content, and question answer or knowledge of the topic. So these are the tracks we are going to have in this session. And next. Okay. Yes. Sir has already given his consent to start the session, so we can start the session.
I am Yogesh Kai. My title is Cost-Effective IoT Model Enabled Health Monitoring System. Next. Next slide. So my topic is related to healthcare. So first is telemedicine. What telemedicine is: to exchanging clinical data or information from one place to another place. According to WHO, recommended doctor to population ratio is 1:1000 in the year 2018. And that is the reason behind why I choose the telemedicine. Increasing older adult population, that is one of the point. Earlier intervention and identification of chronic disease. It will reduce the ICU admission. Of course, there is overscoring as well as underscoring of early warning score calculation when we're talking about the chronic disease. So both are having pros and cons. Abnormality in blood pressure may increase in admission to the CU. So what happened? When there is an abnormality in blood pressure, so doctor prescribed one device that is called as ABPM. ABPM is ambulatory blood pressure monitoring system. So you have to connect that ABPM in the, on your wristwatch, and it will take 24 readings for 1 day after hour interval. So the system is manually. So when the system is manually, I can't get the reading exactly after 1 hour. So 4 or 5 readings exactly after 1 hour, but after that I'll sleep, I'll do it something. So in that case, the timing parameter is not in concern. So that is the one of the disadvantage of that ABPM, and the cost is also more. So I thought on that, and I have mix device that is called as IABPM, IoT-based ambulatory blood pressure monitoring system. I have got patent on that topic in 2022. Next. So this is IABPM, IoT ambulatory blood pressure monitoring system. So IABPM is connected with the BP sensor, and BP sensor data takes, and it is implemented on ML machine learning. We have used number of machine learning algorithms, and with the help of best machine learning algorithm, I have calculated the EWS, early warning score, and that data is put it on cloud so that medical professional will get the data immediately after 24 hours. So I have interface this BP sensor with a device that will operate by using mobile. With the help of timer, we can set the timer of 1 hour. So every 1 hour, it will trigger automatically and get the reading from the BP sensor, put it on cloud, as well as calculated the early warning score. Next. So this is the circuit diagram of IABPM. Here I am using D1 Mini ESP Node MCU ESP8266. It is having the microcontroller capability and Wi-Fi system inbuilt, and the size is also reduced. So I have connected D5 pin of this D1 Mini to the transistor circuitry. I replace the manual switching of BP machine by using this transistor circuitry. So here we will connect the BP machine. So this is the actual photo of IABPM, and these are the readings, actual readings calculated by with the help of IABPM. Systolic reading is 120, diastolic is 95, and pulse rate is 72. Next. After getting the reading, I have applied machine learning. So before machine learning, this is the American Heart Association under BP readings. This is the chart referenced by American Heart Association, where we have the 5 categories: normal, elevated, high blood pressure, stage 1, stage 2, and hypertension crisis. So these are the systolic and diastolic bifurcation according to the categories. So basis on that categories, I have calculated the cross correlation. So in cross correlation, it is found that the medical sensor having systolic is more correlated with the level. So when we talking about chronic heart diseases, so systolic is more dominant as compared to the diastolic. It is suggested by this cross correlation chart. Okay, next. This is the ROC AUC curve of multi-class. I have used these 6 ML classifiers. So I got the best result with the help of XGB classifier. Here I have F1 score is 97%, accuracy is 98%, precision is 99%, and recall is 95%. So this is the ROC AUC curve. This is the performance analysis parameter when we're talking about the machine learning. The data set one is what? This data set was given by the SMHRCE Hospital Nagpur. 600 data samples are given for this paper. Next. So same algorithm I have applied for the Kaggle database. So Kaggle database are available, and the size of that database is 13,393 size. Here also I have found that XGB classifier will get the maximum, means more relevant for this chronic heart disease problem. So this is the XGB classifier result, and this is again the ROC AUC curve for Kaggle database. Next. So the conclusion, so when we're talking about the IABPM, the disadvantage of ABPM are overcome in case of IABPM with the help of the technology, with the help of the cost, when we're talking about cost, size also. And while writing this paper, I have made one conclusion, that is we have 2 parameters, systolic, diastolic of blood pressure, but systolic is more dominant as compared to the diastolic for the calculation of heart disease. This done by the 600 sample data also, and for the 13,000 sample data also. Using computerized monitoring system for medical diagnostics, automation can improve the care quality and elevate staff workload in healthcare setting. In the starting, I have stated that here I have calculated early warning score. So underscoring and overscoring is also possible. Underscoring deteriorate the patient health, and overscoring will unnecessary calling of the medical professional or personnel for the checkup. Future scope, enhance integration with medical devices. Second is remote monitoring solution. And third is data analytics and predictive modeling. So we can implement this, such kind of system for data analytics and predictive modeling also. These are the references, these are the main references. Thank you so much.
Basically, this system is used for only blood pressure monitoring.
Yes, sir. When there is an abnormality in blood pressure, and that is why, because in 2018, my student is having abnormality in blood pressure from Aurangabad. So doctors prescribe one device that cost, one day cost is 5,000 charge. And the total cost of that device is 1,25,000. And the system is ABPM, Ambulatory Blood Pressure Monitoring System. And it is manually.
So that scope of your system is limited.
Yes, sir, limited, but it is very effective when we're talking about abnormality in blood pressure. In what we call it as a comfort zone, it can be implemented everywhere. The cost is.
My paper ID is 492 on topic early disease detection and prediction of heart disease using machine learning techniques, right? So as we know, nowadays heart disease is the common problem occurred in the range from 28 onwards. It's been started. So our model is try to identify, or the proposed technique try to identify how we can early detect the symptoms that can leads to heart disease, right? And we'll try to predict whether the patient is normal or above normal, or the condition is different, severe condition is there, right? So starting with the introduction. So as I told you, heart disease is the common problem nowadays. So according to the WHO, is also stated that the third-fifth of all the deaths occurred in 2016, right? That would be caused by the CVD, it means cardiovascular disease. So to rather than just go afterwards, right, after the occurring of a death, so why not we just try to predict what would be the heart rate or the detection of whether the detection would be there or not related to the early heart disease prediction, right? So this particular research is based on this particular idea, where we use different ML techniques that will be trained on some data set. The data set is cardiovascular data set available on Kaggle. It's having around 700,000 samples with having 12 different parameters, right? So this is the predefined data set available over there. So we took those data set to train our ML model and see what would be the result given by our techniques, right? So this study aims to create prediction model basically that will assist doctor to identify the high risk patient. Next. To stand with this, some studies that we have already did. So few of these model that we have been written down here, where some of the authors have already worked on the similar type of heart disease prediction, right? So these are the related work. We try to categorize in terms of findings approach and what would be the scope there. So starting with the very first, where the author used SVM model, but they have considered the dataset, but dataset is not much more, right? So they have given the scope that okay, we try to improve the data quality of the input dataset for the SVM model. Similarly for the DNN, RF and ensemble learning model and the hybrid model as well. So every model have their own, we can say, the advantage, right? As well as there are certain scopes are there that we try to identify with our techniques. Next. So next, please. Yes. So this is the architecture that we have followed, right? Starting with the input data set, right? So that data set we have been taken from the Kaggle, and then we try to pre-process the data set. right? So in process, we try to handle the cleaning data set. So data set is already been much more structured way that we got from the Kaggle, right? And we just try to transform the data set so that we can append to the input of my feature selection model, right? As there are the total 12 features, right? Out of that, we'll try to identify the features that are more relevant to my study, and that will give the better result with the ensemble model, right? Then we try to map the features with the association analysis, and after completion of the mapping of input data with the feature selection, we split up the data in the two parts, 80-20 as per the 80-20 rules. So we use 80% for train of my model and 20% for the validation, or we can say it is for testing. So during training, we use ML model like RF, gradient boost, DNN, as the earlier researchers were done the work. And we, in this particular, we use the ensemble learning model, where we use the AdaBoost technique to see how the performance can improve, right? Then we implement a model where in the implementation we use the training data model on these all 4 algorithms, and also we test our test data. We have already tested over these 4 modules, and we got the result. And we'll try to analyze the entire this particular model with some performance parameter. So what would be the which particular algorithm give the better result in that particular aspect? Next, please. Yeah. So after performing the operations, right? So these are the findings that we got. So as it stated, RF, we got the 18% accuracy, and related to that, the model that we have used, the AdaBoost, the ensemble one, we got the accuracy up to 92.53 with different epochs that we try over the model, and the average that we are getting, that the maximum would be a 92.53 accuracy that we got. Along with this, this would be the training and test time that we would require on this particular given data set. This is the representation of this result that what we got. Next. This is the comparison chart which has been displayed over here, and at the right hand side is the time taken by the each model on the given data set. So every computational things that we have performed on the Kaggle, Colab, the online one, and whatever the result that we are getting only from that house as well. So this is the comparison of training and test time of different models, and these are the parameters that we considered for our studies. Right. So come to the conclusion, we have used the number of ML models such as RF, gradient boosting, DNN, and AdaBoost for our study. We try to evaluate each model with their performance parameters, and we found that okay, AdaBoost have give the better result as compared to previous studies that we have found. Definitely for every work there would be a scope of improvement, right? So we implement and perform this operation over with the help of only a single data set. But we can definitely use the diverse data set having the good quality, and we'll again try to identify it in the next phase what our model gives the in terms of the result. Right? So also it will again require the real world testing and with the validation, so that it will really helpful for the people who working in the medical domain to identify the early detection in the heart disease. So next, these are some papers that we have referred next for the given study. Thank you.
Okay, you are referring so many papers.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, I think you overcome all the limitations.
No, not all, sir.
Not all.
Yeah.
So still your accuracy is 92.4.
Yes.
Why not 100%?
Sir, again, it is depend on the number of parameter that we have been selected, right?
You are not selected all the parameters.
Right. There are total 12 parameters were given in the data set. Out of that, I could find that, okay, the few parameters are not relevant to the study. Like in that particular column of data set, there would be a serial number is given, right? The height of a people is given. So we considered that, okay, this is not more relevant data set or the data parameter to my study. So we considered systolic, dystolic pressure, then gender, age, right? Whether they have the early symptoms of blood pressure or not, like parameter that we have, select with the attribute selection method. Yeah, definitely. So we we also considered this age, right? In the history of data, it would be occurred, okay, over the 40s, right? But nowadays we see these particular symptoms like ages is starting from 27 onwards, so they will go with this CVD disease severe in that particular case. Yes. Yes. The Yes. So we separated out the features as the height of people that we have separated out. We have separated out the early surgeries, whether there would be a surgery would be performed on any other disease that we have been separated out. So out of 12, we only 2 separated, but rest of the thing, 10 parameters we consider. Yes, that 10 we have considered. Systolic, dystolic. Yes. Yeah, 4 models. Yes. Add a boost.
By you, or is it available in the existing system?
Add a boost is available, right?
What novelty you are going to add?
Yeah. So I when I gone through the research, right? So I found that most of the people go with the DNA, SVM, RF, or the hybrid one, right? But we try to add the AdaBoost and the stocking model so that we just try to map the feature in a such a way that so it will give the more accurate result. Some of the in some of the model they give the false positive result, right? So we try to overcome those particular result parameters. So that will added the only the 2 or 3% in my particular case. Later on in this particular case, I again mentioned in the future scope, we can even have the hybrid approach as well. So that will be the better stand to my studies.
When we talk of real-time testing of this kind of system, how will you do it? Or a doctor, how will you?
Yes, that's the major challenge that we would have in the coming future. So in my thought of process, right? So once the model is been trained, right? So as the earlier presentation, it was given that the wearable device will able to capture the information of a patient, right? If we directly integrate with the model, so early detection, right? So if we know the early symptoms, right? If the symptoms would be lies in the particular category, so definitely we can incorporate into the real world.
Available now.
Yes.
Now, what different you are going to implement? That's what is my question.
So it's not like to implement the device actually. It is just the model that will try to implement. That will give the more better result, which is available. Nowadays the model available that only to capture the data sent to the doctors, the practitioners. They will try to analyze the data with the visualization, and so many techniques are there. And based on that, they will try to conclude, okay, whether these symptoms would be there or the patient is normal or abnormal or likewise. If we, instead of that, we can implement this ML model directly, so they will get the stats, whether what would be the next step that they wanted to take.
So
Yes.
you mean to say no pathological lab tests required for this?
Definitely required. For every stand circumstances, every parallel step would be required. It is the, we can say the data that what we gathered, right? We'll try to find out, okay, what would be the better. Yes. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to everyone present over here. We are gathered here for for an for International Conference on Innovation and Challenges in Emerging Technology, that is ICICET 2024. I am Prerna Patankar. I have my topic name is Novel AI-based approach for design of VANET communication protocol. In this, the paper ID is 446. Now moving forward, the agenda of this full presentation will be like first we'll go for introduction, then we'll go for literature review, then we'll come to the methodology part, and after that we'll go for the results, and then we'll conclude it. Yeah. Now coming to the point, that is WHO, the World Health Organization, has reported over 1 million deaths every year due to the vehicle accidents. So traffic management, the safeties, and other relevant informations that we should share by the vehicle to vehicle communication. This full project and this full paper is on vehicle to vehicle communication, vehicle to everything, that is vehicle to all over the surroundings, the V2X, and vehicle to infrastructure, that is V2I. Next, coming to the next point is vehicular communication systems are computer networks in which vehicular roadside units, that is units are the communication nodes providing each other with information such as safety warnings and traffic informations. AI has been widely used to optimize the traditional data-driven approaches in different areas and scientific researches, that is vehicle to everything, that is V2X system. Together with AI, we can acquire informations from diverse sources, expands the diverse precisions, and predict to avoid the potential accidents, thus enhancing the comfort, safety, efficiency of driving. V2V communication mechanism is one of the main concept in the VANET. VANET networks, the main target of which is because of its importance in our daily lives, open direct communication between vehicles. Third point is, in our life, transportation is a fundamental perspective in which we are going by intelligent framework. We will further, in future, we'll totally control by the automated system and not by human beings. In which vehicle-to-vehicle communication will play a very important role. Then in VANET, next point was the VANET corresponds to a smart transportation system. In STS, the VANET corresponds to a smart transportation system in which vehicular communication is a roadside-based unit which can be completed same as in acknowledged as a smart transportation system. In fifth, we have used the fuzzy logic method in AI. Is an AI method in which the decision depends on the standard unit truth values, that is true or false. Likewise, in Boolean expressions, 0 or 1 is used. So such likewise only we are using that in our project. In sixth one, the fuzzy logic in VANET is a valuable tool. In fuzzy logic, AI can be used in a traditional vehicular communication-based application to overcome the challenges. Effectively, the sensing data consumption and storage abilities of the vehicle can be utilized for data mining and precisions to enhance ITS, that is Intelligent Transportation System solutions. Fuzzy logic in VANET can be a valuable tool for handling uncertainty and impressions of decision-making process particularly. In the dynamic and complex traffic environment. In seventh, the vehicle-to-vehicle network can be predictable 360-degree view of what going on the street, utilize the fully ITS, Intelligent Transportation System coordinates solutions for instant crash and jams. Thus, it conveys the security feature by employing sensors that help during parking and also helps in identifying the blind spots. So next slide. These are the literature review. In that, the paper which we have, I have used, that is, first we have used the vehicle-to-vehicle communication. In that, the scope importance. So, ma'am, the first paper that is published on 2020, it is containing about the differences, the scopes, and the importance of VANETs. Okay. In next, it is artificial intelligence is for everything. That is a survey paper in which they have compared the previous papers and what they are going to do. And based on that paper only, I have taken some points from there and referred their figures for my paper implementation. So next slide. And in that, the 2022 paper, that is my paper, which was published in Goa conference. That was my review paper. So in that also, the first, like what I have told, that we have compared both the paper, the last papers, and that only things we have written on that. A comparison it is. Yes, ma'am. So next slide. This is the hardware implementation and the methodology of my paper. In that, this is the block diagram. This is the block diagram. In that block diagram, we have used Arduino Nano board, a temperature sensor, NRF module, a voice playback module also as well. We have also used LCD screen and LED dashboard. Okay. In that, to achieve the objective of the project, it instructs to design and implement a vehicle-to-vehicle variable exchange machine for clever towns in a strong protocol. In this, the audio nano, that is a heart of our project. It is a 14-pin digital input-output port. It is the heart of our project. It works at a clock speed of 16 megahertz. And all the keys are connected to it. The LCD is also connected to the display to display the information regarding the different status of the keys. Here, the NRF module, it is used for transmitting and receiving the information from different vehicles. The temperature sensor LM35 is used to store sound. Module upholds 2 GB SD card or SIP strike of 64 MB maximum. We have utilized the WTV020 SD voice playback module as well. Thus, by using the hardware implementation, we implemented the vehicle-to-vehicle prototype that uses wireless technology for communication between the traveling vehicles, more than two. We can communicate using the NRF module. The driver is alert via LCD screen. In that, and LED alerts the collision between the vehicles. This is used just to show, the LCD screen is used just to show if there is a traffic jam in front, that will give a 360-degree view. In that, it covers the area of nearby 2 kilometers, so that the vehicle would just get the message of under 2 kilometers, and the vehicle will change its routes or it will divert. This is the reference image which we have taken from the previous paper. Likewise, only we have done our project in MATLAB. In this, that is data delivery method used by Fuzzylogy approach. As there are roadside RSUs, that are roadside units, as they are connected, you can see over there that they are connected by MLS. Roadside unit 1, 2, and 3 are there. There are many of them. In that, firstly, we'll periodically determine the relation between the vehicles and roadside units, that is RSU. The RSU covers the source vehicle S by using the detected short-range communication, that is DSRC technology shown here. then the message will be delivered. Otherwise, the fuzzy ruled based method is employed by finding the potential path and
That is all understood. I have understood what is your steps. Just tell me how your system will work to avoid accidents. That's what is your purpose.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in
Understood the concept कि क्या है 360 degree view से उसको पूरा idea है.
huh.
Briefly explain. हाँ, तो आप बता दीजिए आपका सिस्टम कैसे काम करता है.
मैम इसमें जो होता है ना कि सर एक बार आप वो सेकेंड स्लाइड दिखा सकते हो. नेक्स्ट नहीं नेक्स्ट वन. हाँ, रिजल्ट वाली. Yeah, in this year, this is the representation what I have done. Na? So in that, these are the yellow points, the square points which are which is visible. Those are the vehicles. Okay. By using the LCD screen, you can see over there is a warning message. In the programming part, there is a warning message, a small building, a small block. Likewise, that block will be we have done a project like that when we insert that project in our car or in any other vehicle, so that will give a message, a warning sign will be shown if the accident had occurred in the range of 2 kilometers. So likewise, there is a warning message. In place of that, just there is written a warning message. But if there is an accident or held over there, so there a message will be there that the accident had occurred over there, or it is the accident had come. Therefore, there is a jam. For the just to avoid that jam or just to avoid any traffic like traffic part, to just we, that portion will be driven.
Once you are made aware that you need not to cross that.
Cross that path, so that we'll just
So now you are using which algorithm?
ma'am, fuzzy logic one.
Fuzzy logic approach. How your fuzzy network is working? What algorithm or what approach you are using based on fuzzy logic?
Ma'am,
Fuzzy is like fuzzy आप कैसे apply कर रहे हो?
मैम फजी जो मैंने जो अप्लाई किया था वो हम लोगों ने मैटलैब के थ्रू अप्लाई किया था.
For what?
फॉर गिविंग द मैसेज सिग्नल. जो रोड साइड यूनिट से जो हम कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं वैनेट को पकड़कर, तो वो जो रोड साइड यूनिट्स को जो कनेक्ट करके जो चीज़ें हम लोग इनकॉर्पोरेट कर रहे थे, तो वो उसमें ही हम लोगों ने फजीलॉजी यूज़ किया था मैम, जो वार्निंग मैसेजेस देने के लिए. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच.
Good afternoon, everyone. I Sarvesh Bankar. Good afternoon, everyone. I Sarvesh Bankar stand here on behalf of Priyanshu Mishra, myself, and Dr. Mangla Madankar to present our research on NLP task under the title of NLP Application Text Processing Hub. Let's get some insight about the research. This study explores the user-friendly web platform that brings together 3 core NLP applications: sentiment analysis, text generation, and spelling correction. The research is based on the motivation to highlight the need for a uniform platform for educational context, especially given the limitations on chatbots in many institutions. The text processing hub implementation solves the problem of fragmented NLP tools by proposing a uniform platform for multiple NLP features, hence increasing the efficiency and accessibility. This platform is essential for educational purpose, where it aims to improve the learning experience of both educators as well as the students. This platform aims on user experience, increasing productivity, processing streaming data, and assisting in decision making. The objective of Text Processing Hub implementation is to bring a unified platform for multiple NLP tools to provide a user-friendly technology that focuses on the student demands in academic environment, keeping the platform under the institutional guidelines. The implementation aims on simplifying text processing, improving educational experience, and foster a collaborative environment for the innovations. To lay the groundwork for our research, we have comprehensively reviewed the existing literature on this task. For example, sentiment analysis was influenced by studying Pang and Lee, Vaswani's work with others on transformers for text generation, and Cookie's works on spelling correction using dictionary and rule-based techniques laid the foundation for our research. Sir, next. System architecture, as shown in this slide, composed of the components like user interface that the user will interact, connection between the databases and the server with the integrated NLP models for working of our platform. Now let's move to the core of our implementation, sentiment analysis, also known as opinion mining. It is a process of determining the sentimental undertone of a sentence, paragraph, or a piece of writing. We have implemented it using the transformers, Twitter dataset, which we have used as a data source, compiled of the comments posted on Twitter. Here we are achieving the sequence to vector transformation. By creating the fixed classes of vectors like 0 as neutral, 1 as positive, 2 as negative. During the implementation, the output logits are then subjected to the softmax activation function that converts the raw model output to the probability scores of the each sentimental class. So next. Again next. These are the performance. This is the performance of our sentiment analysis model. As we can see, this is the actual and predicted graph of the output of our model. And we can also see that we have attained an accuracy of about 90%. Now moving on to the next model, text generation model. It is the very complex task for NLP to perform. In this process, we are generating the text just like human, based on some inputs or prompts given by the user. Here we are using the RNN for accomplishing the vector to sequence transformation. We have used a text file compiled of approximately 12 lakh characters as the data source. Data is then prepared by creating the vocabulary that is used to map the characters to its numeric IDs. Model architecture is composed of embedding layer using the GRU layers. During the training phase, we are saving the checkpoints periodically. Then the architecture defines the one-step model that predicts the next character from the input sequence. During the training phase, we have trained our model over 41 lakh parameters using the Adam optimizers and with the sparse categorical cross entropy as the loss function. The performance of our model or the result of our model is shown in this slide. So next, again next. As we can see, the Romeo word was given as the input to our model, and the some text is generated on the basis of that. Sir, previous slide, previous, again. Now moving on to the next model, which is spelling correction model. Spelling correction is the process of identifying and correcting the misspelled words or error in the text. It helps to increase the accuracy and readability of our text. Our spelling correction model is inspired by the SimSpell library architecture, which gives us the predetermined deletion operations, and which helps to reduce the processing time of our model. It is a dictionary-based model, which gives us pre-built dictionaries with the frequencies of the characters. The data structure which is used is prefix tree, and the edit distance matrix used is Levinson's distance, which helps to determine how few changes are required to change one word to the another, like insertion, deletion, substitution, etc. It is the sole concept of our spelling correction model. Initially, the capacity of our model is set to approximately 83,000, and max edit distance is set to 2. Multiple languages are supported by our model, like English, French, Spanish, German, Portuguese, etc. Sir, next slide. Again, next. Again. As mentioned earlier, our model is inspired by the SimSpell library. And we can see the performance of SimSpell is far better than the other architectures in terms of the time required to produce the desired output. Sir, next slide. In conclusion, we can say our platform, Text Processing Hub, is a user-centric platform that integrates the 3 core NLP applications, sentiment analysis, text generation, and spelling correction. Its user-friendly technology is suitable for the educational purpose, making text processing easier. Its robust security features, real-time processing, and collaborative features help the platform to overcome the constraints of the current system. As we look to the future of this platform, more NLP tools can be integrated with this platform, like text summarization, translation, emotion detection, information extraction, as well to increase the flexibility and scalability of this platform. When we work with the streaming data, it will make our platform more robust. As we will be working with the big data, which will help our models to increase its accuracy. We can also implement the image processing, as the user will be able to give input in the form of text as well as the images, and making our platform dynamic and scalable. Sir, next slide. These are some of the prominent references that we have used for our research. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, Python. Yes, sir. Sir, Python with the machine learning and NLP. Sir, we have not used R programming because because the data we have and our prerequisites and the we have to develop the model, and it should as it is a web platform and it should be for connectivity also. We have used Python and machine learning.
NLP applications?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are limitations like we have to integrate more models. When we goes with the integration of more multiple models in this platform, it will increase the time complexity, space complexity.
This,
So for
which NLP tools you use here?
sir, on the base platform we are having the sentiment analysis tool for NLP tool, which is sentiment analysis tool, spelling correction, text generation. These are basically 3 tools. But in future, as we look in the future, we can integrate more NLP models.
How it can be a tool that?
No, sir. It is a web platform which has these specific tools, specific NLP tools to perform some task.
Which are the tools available for NLP?
Sir, these are not the tools, but these are the NLP applications. Means we are using NLP.
No.
My paper ID is 447, and the topic of my research is modern food grain storage with RFID security cover and innovative technology using IoT. I am presenting this paper, and my co-authors are Vishaka Nagrale and Amodini Nagrale. Next slide, please. Okay, this is how I organize my presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, the Indian economy is basically depends, or it affects mostly if there are a lot of waste of the grains. Here for my research, I consider the food grain wheat. And wheat is mostly consumed grains in India. And if the wastage of this grain is more, then there are a lot of problems creates in a country's economy. Therefore, considering this, we developed this project where food waste can be reduced by maintaining food hygiene and safety. It should be maintain hygiene as well as there should be a safety of the food grains. Store food grains is an optimal environment to preserve the quality and reduce the waste. Most of the food grains we actually keep in storage for the future, and therefore the maintain its quality is our task. So next slide please. So the objective of my project is utilizing the food grains before they spoils, because it is having a particular time periods to spoil the food grains. So before it gets damaged or spoil, we have to consume, and to maintain the optimum conditions in the warehouse. This is another objective. And therefore the continuous monitoring of the status of the food grains is important. That is what actually the objective of our project. Next slide, please. So there are many papers, many research works in this area. Few of the papers and related works I tabulated here, and also its description, key technology use, and what are the advantages and disadvantages I elaborate here. Next slide, please. So here my methodology. Here, some sensors are directly connected to the food comes in contact with the environment, and IoT integrations. This will gives us real-time monitoring of the project. Environmental monitoring, for that, these three parameters are very important to know the health of the grains. One is temperature, humidity, and CO2 released by the grains. So for that, here the sensors we use is DHT11, which measures or monitors the temperature and humidity for the CO2 level. MQ2 sensors detectors CO2 we use. And another additional features, PIR sensor is connected to the, this is the motion actually, motion detector. And if some pets are pest, so for repel them, it detect the motion and it triggered the ultrasonic which is connected, and it generates or emits the ultrasonic frequency of this 2200 kilohertz, and due to which rodents, mosquitoes, flies, spiders, lizards, and cockroaches, they will repelled by this ultrasonic frequency. And as there is no chemicals used, so this is completely eco-friendly, and this is a continuous monitoring. Therefore, blink application which is used. So blink application not only monitors, but we can control. If the set value, normal value of the temperature, humidity, and CO2 level increase beyond that, then we can control it from with the help of these blind applications. And as well as for the security purpose, RFID security cover is connected. Next slide, please. So this is actually an experimental setup of our project. So here how it works. Again, all sensors comes in contact with the environment where we keep our grains, and it continuously monitor. And accordingly, if the parameters are beyond the set limit, then it gives alert. The display unit is also there. On the display unit, you can see the continuous values of the such parameters, as well as user can see these parameters value remotely on its mobile phone. Next slide, please. So these are some results. Some parameters, temperature in degree centigrade, for which to monitor DHT11 sensor is used. It should be, the value is set less than 32. If the value increase beyond this, or some relative humidity and CO2 level, these are the standard values. These are the only for the food grain wheat, okay? So what happen if these values exceed, then measures taken from remotely also, warning message given to the, is displayed on the monitor, buzzer will, and also this on blink app on the screen, mobile screen, the message will also displayed, and measures can be taken. That's it. Next slide, please. These are the standard values, again shown on the charts. So 34 degree for the temperature, this is for the wheat, CO2 level values, and relative humidity. That's it.
Also for the normal agricultural fields.
This project I am only created for the warehouses right now. And for the, again for the security purpose, our future scope is, security is very important. If there is a grain theft, that also a problematic. RFID security system is connected with this project, but additionally, if the person is not belonging to the warehouse, then we can monitor that person, whether authorized person, whether if he enters some artificial intelligence or some biometrics, we can use like ear biometrics. Nowadays it is very famous, and it is we can trace the ear of that person who tries to enter in the warehouse for the thefting purpose. If that person is not authorized, then alarm will be like that. So this is what about my AL project. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone present here. My topic for today is deep learning for enhanced consumer behavior analysis and predictive accuracy. So basically, we'll be looking into how the consumer behaves through the online data that we have received. And the main motive of my project, the main motive of working on this research work was I was working with a company which works on data analysis, and they are working towards a client which wanted their analysis based on the trends, why their bounce rates or why their work is not impacting the actual sales of the company. So to understand all this, the background was studied, and my data is totally towards the retail data industry, and it is depending on how the decision making is working. So as we know, the retail industry, we are getting a lot of data and we are receiving lots of input. Even we can see on our mobile phones that every day we get the research history of what we want to look into. So how that is generating and how we can focus the consumers towards what we actually want them to buy. So this evolution is basically based on the data mining techniques. So in my throughout the paper, I have worked on GNNs, Q-learning, and WebMax. The GNNs are being used for the relational database and finding the Q points. And those Q points can be given to the Q-learning, which helps in dynamic decision making. And the WebMax is the thing that we are using to analyze the trends. Next slide, please. So there are a few papers that I went through before working on this model. There were models consisting of GNNs only for doing the predictive accuracy. There were models based on Q-learning to get the reinforcement learnings. So the gap analyzed was, why can't we use all the three models together by giving the input of one, output of one of the model to the as the input for the other model. So next slide, please. So this is the structural architecture of my model. The data ingestion and data preprocessing. Basically, we have got all the data collection, and this data collection is given to the graph neural, the integration of these three models, that is graph neural network, Q-learning, and WebMax time series. The GNNs helped us to fetch the Q points wherein we can get the vectors. These vectors was given to the Q learning block. The Q learning block was made to give the feedbacks, so that using the feedback model we can keep on upgrading the data and get the correct graph and get the correct Q points. And these Q points were then used in the Wehrmacht series to plot the time graph and to know the trends. The next slide, please. So the methodology, basically the input for each of the blocks. The first block was graph neural network, for which we had the relational database presenting interactions between entities and the retail ecosystem. This included the user intentions, the social network connections, from where we are getting the data, for how many hits we are getting every day. The next thing was the Q learning part. The Q learning actually possess of the states and the actions. So the points that we had received from the GNN, mentioning the points from where the buyer has bought the things, or from where the buyer has landed on certain pages, for that we have used Q learning to get the market conditions, as well as make the decision based on the strategies received in the Q learning, so that the trends can be plotted for the client to know where exactly they are facing the issues and what can be improved based on that. The Vermax model basically comprises of the blocks. This block comprises of the time series data capturing historical trends, like what the buyers has bought earlier, and based on that it was analyzing what the buyer needs ahead. For example, if we search for kitchen utensils, we'll get the searches of kitchen utensils itself. So if a spoon has been bought from it, so we'll get the notification to buy certain other utensils. So based on that, the VMX model was working. And these three models are collaboratively working synergetically in the architecture to get the exact details of how we can increase the accuracy in predictions, and recall percentage was also decreased in my model based on this. So next one. And the reinforcement learning was implemented using Q learning because it works as a feedback model between the different states and the actions. So these are the results, and the accuracy was increased up to 92%, whereas the precision was also improved to 89%, and the recall comparison and the time that required to recall and the time comparison was also taken into consideration. So everything was, all these four predictions were increased in the models when we used all the three models, integrating it together. So earlier papers were consuming of the machine learning techniques for customer behaviors. Also, there were papers focusing on advanced statistical models. The other proposed, the models were, the other papers has various models proposing different learning techniques to improve this. But when all the three models were worked together and use their inputs and outputs depending on what we want to achieve, we have received a drastic increase in the accuracy and prediction. So here I would like to conclude. The accuracy was 92.3%, the precision was 89%. That exactly indicates that the model has it's robust in nature and is accurately can be used for identifying predictions. The enhanced recall rate was 87.8%. That suggests that the model is highly effective in capturing comprehensive range. The improved time demonstrates that the model is capable of efficient real-time data analysis, which is crucial for dynamic environments. The future scope that I have for this model is basically we can go ahead for the scalability and adaptability. We can also integrate this with additional data. What else we can analyze using this data? It can be used for real-time dynamic learning that is yet to be implemented because we have worked on the static data. The interpretability and explainability of this is like we need to train it more so that we can attain more accuracy in it. It can also be used for SMEs, so we'll have to analyze the SMEs data, what they work upon, and how we can how this model, how this project can be used for them as well. And also the cross-industry applications. Basically, currently this model is working for the retail market, so how we can utilize and for the hospitality, for bankings, and for healthcare.
Use in your project, and why precision is less than your accuracy?
Sorry?
Which features of deep learning you use in this project?
So basically, there were different features. It is based on. Yes, kind of. We have referred for all the features because we have various data. As we know, when we extract the data, for example, we were working in the company on the Google ads. Google, basically, Google was the one we. Yes, yes, sir.
I'm asking about the features of deep learning.
Yes, sir. The features of that was used based on the requirement of the client. So there were multiple features that we were using. So basically, I don't recall the exact names of the features because I have worked on.
Why precision is less than accuracy?
So precision is because we have a limited amount of data and we need to rework on it. Because if we had taken a large amount of data, then we had to work upon the databases as well, and to fetch that data and to train the model. It would have taken a lot of time, and actually it was a bit difficult going ahead.
Not answer.
न्यूरल नेटवर्क तो आपका और टाइम बचाता है.
But the data that we were receiving, the data that I worked upon was very static, and there was a limited amount of data that I was able to work upon.
Basically associated with the inventory first of all, and then customers history you're checking out.
Yes.
I just wanted to know what is the motivation behind this.
The motivation behind this was, as I told, that the company had faced issue with the bounce rates. So they were getting a lot of bounce rates. So they were not. The client wasn't able to analyze why they are getting the bounce rates. So the main motive was to analyze the trend and why they are facing bounce rates as major, because either the link is going at a wrong state. Either there are 3-4 possibilities where the bounce rates can be faced. Either the link they are getting from somewhere, for example, the social media link that is getting shared wrongly, or some of the buttons on the screen, on the websites are not working, or they are going to the cart, but the product that they are adding to the cart is not their need. That can also be the possibility. So we have analyzed various possibilities.
Sorry? Security issues.
You're
saying the right thing. You add one item to cart, and when you go for payment, you find that the quantity has been doubled.
So there might be technical issues. There might be the consumer issues that the consumer wanted to buy a few days back, but now there is no requirement.
Consider security. We're not considered security.
Even nowadays, these messages from air, what do you call it? Air travel, this thing, companies, that your flight has been rescheduled. Then many a time it happens. So
we get wrong messages, fraudulent messages. So yes, exactly. So that was wrong. Links are given through wrong source of media. Currently, we are working on it. No, PG student. Yes. CSE. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, madam. Myself, Dr. Nilesh Nirwan, and this is the project made by my students. And in her absentia, I will be give the presentation because they are having the end semester examination. The topic of the paper is design and development of dishwashing machine, and the paper ID is 38, first one. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Dishwasher have become an essential appliance in modern kitchen due to their convenience and efficiency. This project aimed to design and develop a new dishwashing machine that addresses common issues in existing model while incorporating advanced features for the better performance. Technological advancements have led to improve in cleaning efficiency, water and energy consumption, and user convenience. The first patent was for a dishwashing machine was issued in 1850 to Joel Hoxton. The development of dishwasher has evolved from manual system to fully automated machines. Next slide. These are the problems in a manual dishwashing procedure. Okay, okay.
Just explain.
Okay, sir.
Before reading the PPT.
You are quite
Okay,
senior,
okay.
teacher.
No
I
problem.
know you personally.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, in this, we have make a one semi-automatic dishwashing machine where all the dirt plates or the plate having the food collected, it is putting inside that machine. Water is sprayed into it, and all the dirts and the waste food will be collected, precipitated at the bottom side, and that plate will be moving to the onward side with the help of some motors. This just spiral motors, and after that they will be cleaned out with the help of hot sprayed air, and they will be coming out as an output. So the main way to produce this type of the washing machines, many type of the hotels and hotels having just they are doing the manual plate washings with the help of any ladies or any boys. So the hygienic is not maintained into the small hotels, and therefore we have to put up this semi-automatic machines up to the price of 8,000. So now the price is 8,000. So when we have production and taking the good equipment, it will be reduces. The concept behind the concept and all the credits is going to my student Gaurav Marathe.
उसमें क्या अंतर है आपका वो मॉडल दिखाइए पीछे.
So it's a semi-automatic. Just we have to start and finish. Back. Yes, bana hai, and it is putting into the college workshop. UG students. Yes. It is this much height. Okay. So, madam, in fully automatic, all the working and process will be taken out with the help of electricity. Just we have to start the button, and we have taking the desired output, what we want to. But in semi-automatic, one of the person has to just check whether all the dirts and waste material will be precipitated exactly, and all the 100% impurities onto the plate will be moved or not. That we have to check. So with the help of this one thing, it will be reduces its overall cost, and that's why this is the main difference between this semi-automatic and fully automatic. At a time, 20 plates we have to insert it, and 18 spoons, 18 to 19 spoons. A glass. Sorry, I have not remember for the glass, but 5 to 6 cups, that tea cups. Glass का तो शायद ऐसा think. No, sir. No, just a cold water will be.
Glass material, not in steel glasses.
No, there is a one bottom plate. Into that we have to just put up, and the hot water we have to spread into that cup. So it will be not work out. Just a small spread up. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and one all present in here. My name is Samir Nimkar. I am MBA final year student. My institutional guide is Dr. Sanjeev Kumar. So, yes, sir. And my research topic is an analytical study on cybersecurity awareness level. Next slide. So, cybersecurity is the main concern in the in this era. Sorry. No, sir, it's no survey paper. Like we formed the regression and regression equation. Yeah. So, as integration of information communication technologies in our daily lives, so it leads to, it leads to cybersecurity challenges involving safeguarding and the digital informations, like various types of viruses and keyloggers, trojans, ransomwares are present or lead towards the cybercrime. So they, in our study, we found a significant gap exists understanding the cybersecurity vulnerabilities and the precautions highlighting need the addressing cybersecurity practices in higher education. In our, if we talk about Maharashtra, so Maharashtra faces daily losses approximately 3 crores due to cybercrime, and only fractions of losses recovered since 2019. So the Maharashtra government allocated 837 crores for the comprehensive cybersecurity project, and including 24/7 call centers. Next slide, please. These are the literature reviews. In all these literature review, like all the authors are did in various different sectors. We can say that there is not particularly aligned with the cybersecurity analysis. The first one is one is on cybersecurity awareness in Saudi Arabia. That is not from India. So next. So this is our research methodology. So we have collected primary data through the Google Form questionnaire, and secondary data with literature review through JGET online journals and websites. So our sample size was 284 respondents from Central India. So the sampling frame was individuals above 18 years of age and residing the central region of India. Sampling technique is judgmental sampling. Next slide. So we did this statistical analysis. So in that, our reliability of data is 0.66. It is close to 0.67 or 0.7. So it is a good. So we use the further statistical tests. This is the item total statistics. If we can see from the above table, if we delete any of the variables, it is not increasing the Cronbach alpha value, which means it is not increasing the reliability of the data. Next, please. We applied chi-square test. As we can see here, the Pearson's chi-square value is 124. As significance value is 0.00, is less than 0.05. Thus, the null hypothesis is rejected, and our hypothesis was: is there no relationship between academic background and professionally experienced people falling to cybercrime? So this was rejected. There exists a relationship between. So these are the model summary of our data. So this, as we can see, the value of R square is 0.23. That means independent variables are collectively explained 23%. And the dependent variables 77%, and the dependent variables, the 77% of the dependent variables is explained by unknown factors, error factors. So our difference model, like if I can see the adjusted R square, so this gives us an idea how model generalize, or ideally we would like its value to be same or very close to R square. So our difference of model is less than 1%. Which is 0.008. So that means the shrinkage means that if model were derived from the population rather than its sample. If we took the population for this test, so we got only 1% of variance, less than 1% of variance. So this cross validity of this model is very good. Next. This is the ANOVA test that tells us that how regression equation fits how well. As the p-value is less than 0.05, so the regression model statistically predicts outcome of variables. So these are the coefficient table. Here we took the dependent variable is ability to deal with cybercrime and the level of background level of background is independent variable. Awareness about the cybercrime, education level of citizens contribute statistically significantly to the model. So this is the regression equation, like ability to deal with cybercrime is equals to 0.332 plus 0.299, which is level of background, 0.387 awareness about the cybercrime plus 0.220 education level of citizens plus error factors. These are our hypothesis. So as we saw in the chi-square test, there is a relationship. There exists a relationship. So our first hypothesis was rejected. So there are higher level of awareness, cybersecurity, the lower number of incident cases. If the respondent is very aware about the cybersecurity awareness, so the number of that he will not lead to the incident. And there is a proportional relationship between level of background and the ability to deal with cybercrimes with the awareness and education. So this is our hypothesis testing. Next. So we can see that predominantly young populations is 18 to 25 years is susceptible to cyber threats due to internet usage. So like mostly youngsters are falling for cyber crimes. Yeah. So using our regression equation to gauge the citizens' education level and cybercrime response capability. So our recommendations are integrate cybersecurity training to academic curricula and professional development program, collaborative efforts for tailored awareness campaigns and policy frameworks. So like from our study, we derived that like all the institutions or corporates which are using the computers or which are using the information communication technologies, they need to aware their clients or they need to aware their employees or students about the cyber security awareness, so that they will not lead to cybercrime. That's it.
ग्राफिक्स दिया है ना, इसमें सीनियर सिटीजन का भी तो रहेगा.
हाँ, सीनियर सिटीजन्स का भी. Actually, that respondents we have selected, so that is
18 to 25 you consider only 18 to 25.
Yeah, so because like so many of responses we got that age group, from that age group. Like if we tried that, but like the questionnaire is so lengthy, or if I can say that no senior citizen, no one like to feel that Google form. So that's
some analysis कर लिया.
Yes.
Now as a citizen, how will you promote to how will you promote your analysis for amongst the
using the regression equation?
How cyber security?
Like if someone wants to know like how he able to deal with cybercrime, he needs to analyze him on the level of 1 to 5, like their education level of education and the awareness about that. So on that basis. Yeah. Sir.
Nowadays, even educated people.
Yeah.
We are getting calls like falana insurance, falana bank, digana bank. उसको रोकने के लिए कोई सिस्टम अगर डेवलप कर सकते हो.
Actually, I'm from not so that's why.
But this area is of India.
There is no implementation as such. It's an analytical study now only.
So we need to aware the senior citizens as well, and like I said that every corporate companies need to aware. Like they
तो सबके firewalls रहते हैं सिस्टम में ऐसा कुछ.
but not all that much secure. No,
like also the यहीं का रहता है, मतलब घर ऑफिस का डेटा आप घर के लैपटॉप पे नहीं ओपन कर सकते, उनका बहुत प्रोटेक्टेड रहता है, जनरल पब्लिक का ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम।
मैम again that is the point that they need to aware, like they are
if we see the senior citizens, like they are using their personal information in their passwords. Like it is very easy to track all the things here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. One all present here. Myself, Dr. Amit Saw, from Department of Management Studies. My topic is IoT research in supply chain management and logistic, real-time asset tracking and inventory management. Next, please. The purpose of my study is to explore the role of IoT in supply chain management and inventory management. So basically this is just I was taken various papers and read them and research them and showing how the role of IoT is important in supply chain management. This is my purpose. There's a significant global transformation in supply chain management methodology in recent decades. Now, in the last 2 or 3 decades, we saw there's a various global transformation in the business. So this is with the globalization and other thing, supply chain is also important. Particularly, the entire logistic frame has undergone alternation with the advent of e-commerce platform. Now, everyone, we are using the e-commerce platform, and we see various changes in the business. Right? The daily processing of shipment has increased in tandem with the accelerated demands of customers. Next is the logistic and supply chain have adopted IoT in order to fulfill the demands and compete with one another. There was a period when the market were unstable and profit margin were extremely thin. Now we were seeing where the demand of the customers is very limited, and that's why our profit is also thin. Now industry were ever affected, but every change gradually once IoT was implemented. Now increasing the demand and the demand of the product or demand of the customer gradually increases. Even a fragmented market, more work could be performed with fewer workers and earning increase as a result. Everything blockchain, cloud computing, IoT, etc. has made it possible for supply chain system together. Sir, next please. So for my research, we go through the various research around 15 to 20 papers and explore how the IoT, how the IoT, role of IoT in the supply chain management. So around, I was taken 14 to 16 papers. Next, sir. Now, coming to the methodology, basically, we are using the bibliometric analysis, and many data is taken from the Scopus paper or and other also from Google Scholar, and this type of analysis constitutes the systematic analytical techniques that helps to determine the most influential scholars, their affiliation, keywords, choose even more important how. Now this approach offers a transcendent statistic systematic representation of research. Similarly, bibliometric analysis is well established from meta-analytical research and statistical method that identify the qualitative and quantitative changes in specific research of topic. Now this research method has been widely used in the prior literature to analyze vast amounts of publication in the fields of domain, diverse sustainability, green supply chain management, risk management. Therefore, this study draw bibliometric analysis as an ideal method and examine the current knowledge based on which IoT is founded in supply chain management. So next. For our bibliometric analysis, data from Scopus database was extracted. Scopus is worldwide leading Scopus. Now the search string used as following. The search was performing the title, abstract, keywords field to ensure the high quality and academic nature of literature. Only peer-reviewed journal articles in English were considered. The subject area was limited to business management. Initially, the search query returned 986 documents. The author screened these are title abstract, filling the publication. Like talking about the result and discussion, real-time tracking shipment, IoT device such as GPS tracking, RFID tags are attached to shipment to track their location and status. This information is transmitted to the central system for monitoring and analysis. Number 2, inventory management. Internet of Things sensor are used to monitor the inventory level and trigger automatic recording when stock level falls below a certain threshold. Now, talking about the quality control, IoT sensors are used to monitor the production process and detect deviations from quality standard. This information is used to make improvement and maintain the quality standard. And last one is predictive demand forecasting. IoT devices collect the data on consumer behavior, market trends, enabling the demand for forecasting and inventory management. So last. Improve the visibility. Monitoring and tracking in real-time shipment and inventory level provide the greater visibility in operations. Enhance the efficiency. IoT also devices and sensor enable the automated process and predictive maintenance, reducing the downtime and improving the efficiency. Improve decision making. Real-time collection, real-time data collections. Analysis enable the informed decision making and optimization of operations. And last one is increase the customer satisfaction. This is all about the results. Now, talking about the conclusion, IoT significantly affects the logistic and supply chain industry. With the real-time data collection analysis, IoT devices and sensor enable the informed decision making, improve the efficiency, and increase the customer satisfactions. As the technology continues to evolve, opportunities of IoT in logistics and supply chain management will only continue to grow. The potential benefits of IoT are significant, and the technology is poised to play an increasingly important role in logistics and supply chain management in coming years. The fully realized potential of IoT, organizations need to invest in development of effective solutions for integrating the IoT devices system with existing logistic and supply chain management system. And last is this require a collaboration between the industry, stakeholders, researcher and technology provide to develop a cost-effective, secure and scale solutions. These are some references. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir, features. Yeah. Thank you.
All. Thank you, Dr. Rahul sir and Apurva madam for inviting us for this such precious IEEE conferences. So today's papers was very good. Some of the papers from, I think, some from mechanical background, some from management background, some from electronics and telecommunication, and some of the paper from computer as well as IT backgrounds. Okay. So all the presenters are very nice, but there are some, their contents are very good, but there are some difficulty to present the papers. Okay. So my suggestion is that don't read the PPTs. Okay. Your idea is very good. Okay. You have 10 minutes. 10 minutes is sufficient to explain your paper, to explain your work. Okay. So please take care of that. And it's, with these words, I conclude my speech. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to extend thanks to the management principal and organizer, general chair of this international conference on innovations and challenges in emerging technologies. I really appreciate the papers which were selected exactly based on the emerging technology themes. And including MBA presenters, I appreciate the efforts of every single presenter over here. thing is, the themes were very nice, like ranging from the field of health applications to agriculture to inventory management. So a complete range was covered. Apart from that, all the presentations were very nice. I must congratulate every single presenter over here. But at the end, winner has to be only one. But it should not affect the, what do you call it, moral of all others. Hai na? So remaining 9 are also equally good. But just for the sake of declaring the winner, shall we announce it or just? It is to be kept confidential. So we will declare the result to Rahul sir. And thank you everyone. Thanks again, GHRC, for inviting me as the session chair.